been out for a few weeks now, and it's really looking quite good. Every time Microsoft has come out with a major new release, they've improved the product quite a lot. We've been using CRM for about, I guess about 9 years, because when version 1 came out, we started using it internally, and we've been using it ever since. The process-driven interface is really the thing that has changed the look of the product. Instead of the product being very menu-driven, like the 2011 and previous versions, we've now got a process-driven interface that can be customized to exactly the way you want to use the product. We're going to have a look at some examples of that when I get into the demonstration. But basically what we're looking at is the ability to define your main business process steps within any given area of CRM, then have the user guided through those main steps, rather than them having to either remember or to look around a form with lots of fields on it to decide what's important and what isn't in any given stage of the process. It's interesting that it's been found that if a sales team, and really any other sort of business process, if it's driven by a defined process, then the outcomes are increased dramatically. We've actually found that internally within PA ourselves. When we first started using CRM systems, we found that our salespeople, for example, didn't have any particular approach to the way they went through the selling process. As we started to implement CRM and use defined processes for different types of sales, we found that the effectiveness of the sales team increased. The whole focus of the new interface is to do with the user focus, rather than having lots of menus with lots of options that, quite frankly, most users, particularly when they first start using CRM, found quite daunting. This has all been cleaned up, and we now don't have lots of pop-up windows and forms opening all over the place. So we don't want to make you sit here and look at PowerPoint slides. Let's go straight into the demonstration. And I'm going to first of all just open up my my Outlook. Again, the Outlook interface hasn't changed. That's all very familiar to you. So if you've used Microsoft CRM before, this will be exactly the same look. I've got a new email in here from this guy called Adrian Idale, and he wants to have a CRM demo. So I can track that into CRM just like I always were able to. And then I can convert that to an opportunity. It's automatically found the contacts in my CRM system, and it's attached it into the customer. So I'll create that email as an opportunity in my CRM system and start working with it. So far, everything has been the same as the old version. But as soon as the opportunity record opens, you'll find that it looks quite different. The look and feel of CRM now is conforming to the Windows 8 type menu-driven system. So, for example, if up on the top bar, I get my various menus. But remember, I'm still in Outlook, and I've simply opened this particular opportunity, And you can see that I've got a process-driven bar across the top here. So we can see that at the moment we're in the qualify stage of the opportunity, and the system is telling me, well, what are the, the important fields to be filled in this qualify process. I've already got the contact because that came from my email, so I can now attach the account, and again I can just start typing it in. I can identify a time frame, put in a budget, decide what the process of purchase is. I can identify key decision makers, and again, just like the old system, I could go straight to adding connections for other people who are connected with this opportunity. I'll just mark that as complete. Now that I've finished the qualify process, those main fields that I've filled in at the top have automatically been filled in on my form below. Now the form that you will see if you're upgrading from 2011 to 2013 will be the same form that you've always been using, so you don't have to worry about the forms and the layout changing. While it will have this sort of look, all your fields and your sections and etc. will all be the same. So now that I've finished the qualify process, I can just go on to the next step. And I've now got another set of questions to answer. So, what's the customer need? All right, I'll fill it in. And our proposed solution. I can identify stakeholders, and again I've got a section over here to do that. So I can do that quickly just by going add, and again this is an attachment to connections, which allows me to say who is the stakeholder and what role I have. I'll just mark that as complete for the sake of brevity. And we can also identify competitors. And we've got a section on the form for competitors down here, and we can add them as well. No, that'd be right, I suppose I've got no competitors. All right, so I've just realised that I've got no competitors in my system yet, so I can quickly and easily just click on the add button and use a quick form to put it in. And that's been added as a competitor against this opportunity. Again, I can just keep going through the various stages until I close the opportunity, all without having to go searching around in the form, looking for the field that I need to fill in next, what's important at the moment, etc., etc. Now these processes are completely customizable, and I'll quickly just show you what that looks like. So because I've got system admin rights, I can edit the process. And you can see that it's a very easy thing to create. So we've got a process called opportunity sales process. I can add various stages. Within each stage I can add steps. I can decide whether any one of or all of the fields are required before you can go on to the next step. And then I can save it and activate it. You can have as many different processes as you like for any given entity. And this can apply to more than just the opportunities. It could apply to, say, let's case management, lead qualification management, etc., or even a custom entity. When I'm in this opportunity, I have the ability to switch process if I've got more than one process. So if I know that this opportunity actually is for an existing customer, I could pick the customer sale process and go through quite a different set of steps. By the way, as I've been working, I haven't been clicking the Save button at any stage. You'll notice that there's a little icon right down the bottom here, which is a little old-fashioned floppy disk. This is the Save icon. But you'll notice that if I start typing something into the form, you can see here unsaved changes. And in a minute, the system will automatically save those changes for me. If I want to save the changes straight away and get out of the form, I can just click the Save button and it will save the changes directly. Oh, there you go. It's done it without me clicking it, and it saved the changes. Now this is quite a difference to the previous versions of CRM, where you'd close a form and you accidentally forget to, you've gotten to save the data, and you click OK to yes, throw away the changes before you realise what you've done. Creating a new record, you still have to click Save to save the record to start with. But once the record's saved, updating the record, Save happens automatically. I'll just close that opportunity form for a minute. And I'm just back in my Outlook. Of course, you can see that because I've tracked this email into CRM, I've got the little two-person icon. I can delete that email from my Outlook. I don't need to save it anywhere because I know that it's been copied into CRM for me. Now, as I said, the interface with Outlook is the same. You've got your CRM menu, you've got your various folders where you can go and list your accounts, etc. So that hasn't changed. But what I will do is I'll open CRM in a web view and show you what it looks like from the web view. Again, the main screens are pretty much the same in layout, but you'll see the graphics are a little bit different, and also the menus have completely changed. So now instead of having sidebar menus, we have our menus across the top, just like in Windows 8. And if I pick sales, for example, and then go to the sales menu, I can use my scroll button on my mouse to scroll through the various menus. Or I could use the right arrow just to go to the next set of steps. So within sales, I can click opportunities. Again, I've got my list of opportunities. So from an end user impact, going from 2011 to 2013, the impact is not high once the user comes to terms with the fact that the menus are along the top rather than along the sides. The functionality that they've been using so far is the same. It's just that we've got some extra additions that can be used in the future if you need to. If I open up this opportunity that I was working with before, you'll notice that I'm not getting a new pop-up window like I did in the old version. I've just got now a string of where I'm at. So I went from sales to opportunities to a particular opportunity. Within this opportunity then I can look at related data simply by clicking on the little down arrow here. So I can look at the related activities for this opportunity, the products, documents, connections, etc. The same hot links apply. For instance, when I hover over a lookup field, if I click on the account name, again, it opens up the account record for me. And again, you'll see that the screen layout is a little different, but the screen layout that you're currently using when you upgrade to 2013 will be the same except for the banners. You'll notice that there are a few new features on the forms, and one of those is Bing Maps. Bing Maps now will come standard with accounts, contacts, leads, quotes, orders, invoices, competitors and users, so you can have a Bing Map on any one of them. So if I click that, I can actually open up another window to see that map in more detail, and I've got the complete access to the Bing Map functionality. I can also see it just in a small view within my window. So as I scroll in, it changes the view to the same views that you would see if you were in Bing itself. That's quite a useful little feature as well, and that comes standard with the system. We've talked about business processes where you can follow step by step through a set of business process steps, filling in fields and working through processes as you go. The other major area of change is a thing called business rules. Now, if I look at this account here, I say to myself, actually, what I would like on this account form is a way to rate this account in, let's say, A, B, C, D rating. And if it's an A-rated account, then I want to make sure that the phone number is mandatory. Now, normally, when I say normally, in previous versions of CRM, to implement that process of if I pick A, make phone number mandatory, I would have to use Java code. Now, Java code is sort of unobtainable for most of us mere mortals, but business processes allows normal people like you and I to implement these sorts of little business rules on the form. So let me just show you how to do that. First of all, I need to edit the form and then add the new field. So I'll add a new field called rating. This is the same process as in the 2011 version. And we'll make it an option set. That's fine. And we'll put that on the form up here, and then I'll save and publish the form. Actually, I didn't even need to really publish it yet. You'll notice that there's a thing here called business rules. So now I'm going to create that business rule that when rating is A, make phone number mandatory. So I'm going to create a new business rule. So let's try that again. That's nicer. So I can just put my condition in and find the field. And when rating equals a value, and because it's a pick list, it gives me the pick list values. So I just pick that and go, yep, that's my condition. And then in the action, I'm going to make the phone number, which is called main phone. I'm going to make it business required. And I'll save that rule and activate it. But of course, I also need to, now that I've done that, I need to make a business rule that allows when the rating isn't A, to make the phone number not required. So I'll just do a save as on that rule. And change it. So I'll save that one. Oh, I should have taken that word copy off, shouldn't I? That's better. All right, so both those business rules are activated. Sorry about that. I'll just republish. Save my changes first. Now I'll just refresh this form so that it has the new form showing. Okay, so I've now got my rating field. If I make rating A, notice that there's now a little red asterisk next to the phone number. If I make the rating, say B, the little red asterisk goes away. So how easy is that? A normal person in the business who's controlling the CRM system now no longer has to rely on Java code for all of the little tweaks and changes that you need to make to data entry forms. I'm going to now show you what the mobile solutions look like. This is the other major change that's happened with 2013. Microsoft are now providing mobile solutions out of the box and free for the 2013 solution. Now, with a small proviso, the mobile solutions come as an app on your phone or your tablet that you can download for free and then just connect to CRM. However, this first version, this first implementation of the app is focused on sales only. So let me just take a second to connect my iPad so that you can see it. Okay, so we can see that we've got a new app called Dynamics CRM. If I click on that, I've already done the login to the system thing and told it to remember it, so I don't need to do that from now on. Now the first thing to note is that because I made some changes to the system, those business rules changes, it's asking me whether I'd like those business rules to be included in the application, which is really nice. It means that you now no longer have to separately configure your mobile solution to your normal solution. Whatever you do in your normal solution flows through into the mobile solution. Now, I probably should have said no to that because that's taking a minute or two. But while it's just loading up the changes, apart from using the iPad, you can also use the iPhone. However, the iPhone or the phone solution is still based around the old Microsoft mobile type solution where you need to configure the mobile form for the phone. But there's a lot more functionality in the phone application now than there was before. In fact, to the point where it's actually relatively usable on the phone for doing simple things like, looking up a contact, listing your appointments, adding some notes to an appointment, closing an appointment, that sort of stuff. Looking up your a list of opportunities and having a look at the information in there can all be done by your phone. However, really, from a mobile point of view, using a tablet is a much nicer experience from the user point of view because of the screen real estate and because of the enhanced functionality. With the tablet, you have two options. You can use the app, which hopefully we'll see in a minute, but you can also use the full version of CRM straight from Safari, for example, on your iPad. And so while the iPad app is focused on mostly the sales type functions, the Safari version, or what we're using it through Safari, gives you all of the same functionality as if you were using your CRM system through your PC. This is certainly taking a long time. Actually, while that's loading, I think what I might do is I'll just show you the phone instead. So I need to configure my emulator for the phone. And I'll see if we can show you the phone app. Of course, I can't do that because I'm on the phone. Just a minute. There we are. Just check that. It's not going to let me show you the phone because I'm actually using the phone to talk to you. I'm sorry about that. So I'll have to get back to the iPad. Just talk amongst yourselves for a moment here.
Hey, June, while we're just waiting, we just got a question asking if it's iOS or Android?
Yeah, both. The Android app apparently is, I haven't tried it because I don't have an Android device, but apparently the Android app is more limited in functionality than the iOS or the Windows tablet. All right, now what I'm showing you here is the Safari version of the application. So I'm just running this straight from Safari by typing in my CRM address, and I get the full functionality of the application, and it's automatically configured it for the device. Instead of scrolling sideways like I would on my PC, I scroll down to see my various bits of data. You can see that I've got the full menu that I had before. So if I scroll across, I can list my opportunities. Got the full functionality within that. List my accounts. Open up that test account that I was showing before. I change the rating back to A. Now that's interesting. Oh, there we go. it's just the my internet speed. You can see that I've changed it to A, and I've now got the phone being mandatory. So again, from a user experience point of view, running the CRM system straight from your browser is really quite nice, so long as your connection speed's reasonably fast. The app is a little bit faster, even though it still talks to your CRM server live. It has the application actually installed on your device, so it's a tiny bit faster than just using the Safari option. But you can see here that from the Safari option, I've got access to all of my my normal charts. It's running pretty quickly. I can do all the same sorts of things by clicking on a particular part of the chart and having it filter, etc. So that's all really good. So let me go back and see if I can run this the application again. I won't download this time, I'll just go straight in. And you can see that from the application point of view, you've only got one dashboard. It's the sales dashboard. I don't get to change which dashboard I look at. The menu options that I've got available are all sales type focused menu options. So again, if I pick accounts and go into accounts, and open up an account, if I loaded the change that I made with the rating, etc., that would all show here, and it would work on here just the same. I don't have the ability to change what actually appears on this menu, and I don't have the ability to have multiple dashboards on the app yet. But we're expecting that Microsoft will start rolling that out relatively soon. For a free product, it's a really good start, and the fact that you can run it directly from your browser and run it fairly easily as well is a really big plus in my books. All right, so let me just go back to get rid of that. Go back to our CRM system, and just let me reiterate what we've gone through. If you're already using CRM, you're probably using CRM 2011. To go from CRM 2011 to 2013 is quite painless. If your consultants have done the right thing, all of your Java code and other background processes will all be compatible with 2013 already. If not, that will be part of the checking process as part of your upgrade. The impact to end users is really confined to just the navigation through the menus. Once you get used to that and they open up an actual form, the form will look quite familiar to them. So from a data entry point of view, very low impact on the users. So then, as decision makers, you've got the ability to then decide whether you are going to add extra functionality that's now available. All right, let's have a look at questions. Okay, we've had the iOS or Android. Are there any other questions? Here we go. Have the issues with IE10 now been resolved in the new CRM 2013? Not so far as I know. In fact, I'm running IE11 at the moment, and I'm still finding that for CRM 2011 applications, I still need to run IE11 in compatibility mode. For running 2013, IE11 is running quite happily without that. So, yeah, I think there are still issues. All right, any other questions? Any significant changes to the marketing side? No, there aren't any changes to the marketing side yet. However, I don't know whether it's December or early next year, there's actually a marketing add-on from Microsoft that will be available as a paid edition, and it's sort of like a how do I describe it? For any of you who are using or have seen products like Quick Dimensions, which provide you a full marketing suite of bulk emailing and web site creation, etc., etc. What Microsoft are offering is a very, very cut-down version of that. You'll be able to do things like better bulk emailing with easier creation of templates. You'll be able to do things like nurture campaign management that allows you to create rules for a nurture process. But we don't know too much about it. In fact, I only saw this the other week when Mark Reddick from Microsoft introduced it to us in the public seminar. So I'm sure that in the next month or so we'll find a little bit more about it. Changes to the service and scheduling module. Unfortunately, there's no changes there at all. The scheduling process within service hasn't changed. I suppose it would be fair to say that the scheduling process within service looks good in a sales demo, and it is good to a limited degree for some clients, but I found from experience that many clients find that it doesn't really fit their needs yet. All right, anyone else? No, that looks like about it.
Great, thanks Adrian. Well, if anyone does have any further questions, please feel free to contact us directly if you have any further questions on CRM 2013. As previously mentioned, when you exit the webinar, you'll get a pop-up with 3 short questions. If you could please answer them, that would be great. Thank you. And thank you for attending today's webinar on CRM 2013. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Thanks, bye.
Muted.